Wait. Don't go anywhere. Somebody asked me a question and I have to answer it. Don't go anywhere. This question's going to be good. Welcome, family. How are you? Welcome to 15-minute live Q&A with your CEO 3 times. Me, the real Elisa Applewhite. All right, y'all. So let's get to it. What episode is this? This is going to be episode number 88. Why should you put yourself first as a CEO? That's a good question. God, that's a good question. Ooh, why don't we do it, right? All right, so let's start here. Why do we go live Monday through Friday, y'all? It's simple. We go live because people keep DMing me, emailing me, texting me, asking me questions about healthcare staffing. They ask me questions about business, about family, about being a wife. So it's so many questions, and I would like to give them the time to answer it. So we decided to do questions and answers live Monday through Friday. So you can catch us at 12 o'clock on all social media platforms. So 12 o'clock on all social media platforms, you could catch us here answering the question. And if you send in your question and if it's appropriate, I will definitely answer it, right? So please keep sending in your questions. The questions keep growing. I'm enjoying this segment because I get to learn as well with you. And then, I also get to teach what I absolutely love. So Monday through Friday, catch us here live, 12 o'clock, where we answer your questions. Saturdays and Sundays, we have pre-recordings where the questions already asked by somebody else and we answer the questions. But either way, if you ask the questions, it gets on the list and it gets answered, right? So make sure you are commenting if you're seeing this live in the chat. Comment live so we can give you a shout out on the next live. All right. So let's get it. The next thing we have is, why do we call it so? Why do they call me CEO 3 times, y'all? It's simple. So we have 3 companies, my husband and I, and we have realized that every person is a CEO at least 3 times, right? If you are a CEO of your business or your job, you're a CEO of your family that you take care at home, and you're a CEO of your friends and your family, right? So everybody be bossing it, and they at least a boss 3 times. So CEO 3 times. Watch that line come closer to y'all. All right. So the reason why we started this, because simple, we have 3 companies, right? So we have top of the line healthcare staffing. This is the healthcare staffing company that staffs medical professionals in hospitals, doctors' offices, and nursing homes. Then we have TOTLHS Hard to Go Inc. This is our nonprofit. This is our baby. We are trying to grow into this amazing thing that takes care of our medical professionals holistically, right? So this also houses the Heart to Go Gala. And in the Heart to Go Gala, we get to help our medical professionals be the best medical professional they can be. We also give them a chance to celebrate them, right? So then we have the real Elisa Applewhite Consulting. This is our consulting agency. And with this agency, y'all, oh my God, it has grew tremendously, right? So not only does it bring you questions and answers live with your CEO 3 times, Elisa Applewhite, but it also helps everyday people, just everyday people, right, to build a healthcare staffing agency from scratch to government. Then we help everyday medical professionals turn into being the best medical professional they could potentially be. We have a podcast called Beyond the Scrubs Podcast where we take everyday people like you and we ask them questions about your patient experience. We take everyday medical professionals and we ask them about different medical stories where they tell us about patients because we want to get the story out, y'all. It is very, very important for us to get the story out, right? And not only that, but we actually partner with hospitals and nursing homes to help them learn how to retain staff. And people always say to me, Elisa, why do you do that? They are the competition. My only goal in healthcare is to make sure patients have what? Accountable, professional, and compassionate medical professionals at the bedside at all times. So I have to do that. This is my goal, this is my vision, right? So it's not about competition for me, it's about providing that medical professional at that bedside, right? So then another thing that we do, which I absolutely love, me and my husband just added this on the agenda, right? So we literally partner with public schools to teach their kids on generational wealth, credit building, how to start a business. Like, I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited about teaching kids this early, right? And we even partner with middle schools, y'all. So we getting it to them early. So we do a lot with our 3 companies, and I'm so proud that God put it on us for us to do it. All right, so we got 9 minutes on the clock. Let's get to it. Episode number 88. Why should you put yourself first as a CEO? This is so important. I can't express this enough. Every CEO, and I'm yelling because it's important, every CEO should put themselves first. And I know you hear, don't put yourself first. You got to put your team first, pay your team first. But I'm telling you, you have to pay yourself first. And you have to pay yourself first because you are the visionary. You're the visionary. Pay yourself first, right? All right, so number 1, I normally give 3 points on why I think that this is the question, how I answer the question, right? And the question that we got today is, why should you put yourself first as a CEO? Number 1, the head must be stable. I know I wrote that. I know, like my assistant, nobody could have wrote that. I wrote that. The head must be stable. Everybody has worked in an organization where everything is crumbling and you're trying to figure out why it's crumbling. And then you meet the CEO and you say, oh, because they don't care. Oh, because they are missing something, right? So the head must be stable. And you cannot be stable if you are worrying about your own personal bills, if you are worrying about the finances of the company, right? If you are worrying about how you're going to pay your staff, right? If you are worrying about how you're going to keep the doors open, if you are worried about, do you have enough staff to hire? Or if you are overloaded with doing all of the tasks yourself because you don't hire staff because you got it. You got it, right? Nobody else going to understand it but you, which is a lie that we tell ourselves all the time. You just got to delegate and keep delegating and keep delegating and keep having expectations for that person to get to, and they will do it. Do not take a task back that you give to somebody. That is an absolutely no, no, no. Do not take a task back that you absolutely give somebody. Give them a chance to get it right. And if they don't get it right, you need to give it to somebody else. It does not mean you complete it, right? Get out of that. I'm every position in my job mind theory, because that's not how you build wealth and that's not how you build a successful company. You have to delegate and you have to be allow yourself to allow that person you delegated to potentially make errors, as long as it's not affecting a person's life. That's a different one. You got to know how to delegate when it comes to people's life, but you definitely have to put yourself first. So the head must be stable, y'all. No matter what business you're in, if the head is not stable, everything falls apart. So how can you be stable as the head of a business when you're worried about all this stuff because you are not putting yourself first, right? That's taking care of your health. That's meditating, praying, like seeking the whatever higher being you call in your life to get you calm, control your blood pressure, eating right. You got to put yourself first. As a CEO, it's a very stressful job. And anybody who says differently hasn't ran a 7-figure business. When you get into the different figures, and I'm not saying it's like for 6-figure people or 4-figure people or 5-figure people, right? I've been all three. I've been 4, 5, 6, 7-figure person. And I'm telling you, it gets stressful because you think, I can do this. Don't worry, they ain't got to do it. Or they didn't do it right. And you take it from them and you do it. And you end up stressing yourself out, working extra hours, over hours, burning yourself slim out because you did not put yourself first. So you have to put yourself first as a CEO. All right. So then the second one we got is, why should you put yourself first as a CEO? As you will listen, I read each question every time because I want to make sure I'm being clear on this. I'm also reminding myself of what I'm answering. All right. So why should you put yourself first as a CEO? You have to create money to keep the vision. This is so true. You have to pay yourself as a CEO first. And I hear people say, well, I pay my team first. No, pay yourself first because you are the one with the vision and you have to keep the vision going. If everything in your life is crumbling, listen to what I'm saying to y'all. If you behind on your bills, you not taking care of yourself medically, you ain't exercising no more, right? You just stressed out and you working from 5 a.m. till 2 a.m, 7 days a week, trying to figure this thing out called business. I promise you, you will burn yourself slim out and end up in the hospital. And guess what dies with you? The company, the vision, right? The vision that you had. Because the crazy thing about visions, y'all, God only gives it to one person, right? And then you got to get it out of your head and try to get multiple people to see the vision that's been playing in your head for a long time, right? And sometimes that can take months, and the most times before to be successful, it takes years, right? To get that vision truly completely out. And everybody's now playing this role that you've been dreaming about, envisioning all this time. You cannot be around for the vision if you ain't taking care of yourself. You cannot get the full vision out if you end up in the hospital. So you got to put yourself first, right? You have to have the least amount of stress so you can deal with the stress of the employees, the stress of the customers, the stress of the clients. So you have to put yourself first. And I know people be like, oh my God, no, I am saying it because I have lived it. When you put yourself second in your business, everything fails. And when you fail, the vision dies with you. That's it. And then you get so burnt out that some people, they don't even go back to fulfill the vision. They're just like, nope, I'm not going through that no more. I'd rather get a job, right? And this could have been avoided if you would have just put yourself first. That's it. All right. So number 3, why should you put yourself first as a CEO? The head crumbles, the body dies. Oh man, I'm telling you, I wrote these questions. Ain't nobody did these questions. That was all me. This is like personal. Like I'm talking to myself right now. Do you hear yourself, Elisa? You are talking to yourself right now. All right, y'all. So I'm back talking to y'all again. I do that once in a while. Go off on a tangent and talk to myself. But what I'm saying to you, right? If the head crumbles, the body dies. And this is so true. If the man is the head of your house, right? Everybody's different. It's like, oh man, guess what? We talking about my household. If the man is the head of my household, right? Because y'all asked me this question. I need to make sure that I am pouring into that man. I need to make sure every time he steps in his household, it's the happiest place, like Disneyland on steroids. Do you understand me? I need to make sure every time he steps into his kingdom, he is at peace and he is relaxed and he gets the rejuvenation that he needs to go back out into the world and handle the stresses of the world, right? Whatever that can be. That can be politics. It can be racism. It can be family. It can be friends, right? It could be negativity. Like negativity meets you at your door. Like people are really, really like feeding into this. I got to be negative. Like they super negative, right? And when you are on this positive journey and you are like keeping yourself positive, You don't realize the people that you're with every day, how much negativity they talk about, how much you've been listening to all this negative stuff, and you just like, yo. So what I'm saying to you is, if the head crumbles, right? If my husband is the head of my house and I am not feeding him the energy and empowering him and blowing his head up. I always say this, blow his head up like he's an airhead. So he floating so high that I know my kingdoms keep going up. Our kingdom is gonna keep growing because he is so happy to come home, to be with his wife, to hold his wife, to love his wife. Like he is so happy to be around his kids, to love his kids. This is his playground. This is his kingdom, right? To prepare him for the war that he has to deal with every time he steps out that door. So I make sure my head is firm, my head is stable. I make sure my head is on solid ground, because I know that once my head falls, right, and once that crumbles, the whole family unit crumbles. I understand that. And even though us as women, we pick it up and make it work, we still picking up crumbs, y'all. We still dropping crumbs. It's still stuff that is not completed, So with me, I'm saying with me because everybody's different, but with me, I make sure I fill my kingdom with joy, love, happiness, and peace. And I was not always like this. I'm telling you this from experience. I know I'm gonna go over. I know I'm gonna go over for sure, because this is a real conversation for me right now. From experience, I used to be angry. I used to be bitter. I used to be vindictive. I mean, you get at me, I get at you. You snap at me, I'm snapping at you. That's how I used to be. But once I realized that God had control over me like this, I'm here today and going tomorrow. And once I realized that when you make a certain amount of money, that other stuff don't matter. It don't give you the energy to keep making that type of money or more. What it does, it pulls you away from that, back into this slavery mindset, this trap mindset. And I'm just like, wow. Like once you realize that certain mindsets keep you in certain income brackets, you change. And what I'm saying to you is, people say it's not all about money. No, it's not all about money. But money helps you get the freedom that you need. Money helps your family be free. Money helps you not to stress about the things that you normally stress about. Money helps your community if you're doing it right. Money can help a whole community if you're doing it right. So what I'm saying to you is, y'all, take care of your head. You got to take care of the head. As a CEO of your business, you have to put yourself first, and you have to take care of your head. And the things you can do: meditate, pray, drink a lot of water, plenty of water, exercise, drink juices, eat fruits, eat a lot of vegetables, get away from all these heavy stuff that's making you sick and causing cancer and stuff. Like, you have to take care of you, because if you die, the vision dies with you. The vision dies with you. All right. So let's why you should put yourself first. Let's go over this. The head must be stable. You have to create money to keep the vision. And the head crumbles, the body dies. Period. All right, y'all. So I want y'all, this net keep coming around. How does net get in my house? I don't know. Y'all be calling my husband for bugs. I really do. I called him for a bug a little bit ago. He's like, I'll be there. All right, so follow me on all social media platforms, y'all. The Real Elisa Applewhite. Follow me on all social media platforms. The Real Elisa Applewhite. Right now, go and subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. If you are watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, ring a ding a ding a ding a ding, so you can get all of these videos that can help you with your life and your business, y'all. My goal is truly just to genuinely help you with your life, your business, right, and your community. That is what I'm here for, and I understand it. All right, so make sure you go subscribe on my YouTube channel. As always, I'm going to end this, y'all. Y'all know I absolutely love y'all. I'm talking about I love you, and I never met you. I don't even know who you are sometimes, but I love you. And I'm so glad that you decided to take your day and spend it here with me at 12 o'clock today. But I promise you, y'all, one thing I always say to you: I don't love you like your creator love you. I don't love you like God loves you. Your mother don't love you like God loves you. Your children don't love you like God loves you. And your husband or your wife don't love you like God loves you. So go build a relationship with your creator, because that will be the thing. That will be the very thing that keeps you firm as a CEO, that will keep you standing when everything else crumbles. Your faith and your belief in a higher power than you will be the thing that keeps you when everything is shaking. And baby, like I always say, it's always gonna shake. Ain't nobody gonna stop that shake. That shake is happening. You better believe the higher power has a job and the devil has a job too. So that earth is always going to shake. So you need to get firm. You need to get planted. You need to get stable, right? Like they say, the trees planted on the rivers of the waters. You need to get firm and planted. So when the shaking comes, you just shaking. You're doing a shimmy. You ain't even breaking down. You're just shimmying. All right. So I absolutely love y'all. Make sure y'all stay tuned to the next video I have. So I'm going to leave you with Lisa Applewhite, your CEO 3 times. This is going to be a millionaire mindset. Tip number 1, your new friends' conversation should make your old friends uncomfortable or intrigued. Let that sink in.